Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Star Lotus Oracle. Maria, or you can call me Star Lotus. I still haven't decided if I'm just gonna fully dive into that or not. What do you think? Let me know, comment down below. Real quick, I just want to let you guys know that I do offer readings through my website, which you can find the link below. And I also offer Reiki services. Reiki is energy healing to help clear your chakras so that you can basically deal with the things you need to deal with in a better way. So if you're interested in that, go ahead, go to my website, book that, okay? I'm debating running a special. We'll see. I just finished one, but we'll see. My throat is like super duper dry. And it's been that way for weeks since, actually, I believe since I started my channel. No, since before. It got better when I started it, though. And, I think that's interesting. Maybe my voice is changing. Who knows? Lots of stuff's happening right now. Lots of downloads, transmissions, epiphanies, whatever you want to call them, you feel it. Changes, internal changes on a soul level are happening to all of us. All of us in so many different ways. For some of us, it could be in like how we deal with business matters. For others, it could be how we deal with family and love matters. For others, it could be like how we deal with ourselves. And everything in between, okay? Like I said, it's different for everyone. I probably should have cracked my window. This incense is choking me out. Ugh, wish me luck. Because I'm still tired, so I'm not moving to go and open it. And you know, some of you may be feeling tired. Some of you may be feeling exhausted and just like ready to call it quits with whatever you're doing. But don't, because all of this that's happening right now is gonna be beautiful when it's done, okay? Have you ever seen a painting, a big easel, and the artist is just going at it and you're like, what the heck is that? Like, it just, or even these sketches, you can see the videos on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're everywhere. I mean, artists share this stuff all the time. It's like a time lapse sped up of their art, of what they draw. And there are points where you're just like, what the heck is that? You know, it looks crazy. It like looks like a hot mess. And then when you see the finished product, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And you never would have guessed it if you would have only looked at certain parts along the way of that drawing, right? Well, you are that drawing. Your life is that drawing, okay? So it might be on one of those parts right now where it looks like a hot mess, but go with it. Flow with the brush strokes. Be like water. Flow. Jet Li. Not Jet Li. Love him too. But Bruce Lee. The original Lee from Hollywood. Sorry, Jet. Love you. But, you know, Bruce is the OG, man. That was... He was enlightened in many, many ways, that man. Very, very wise. Love him. If you've never checked out like his quotes and seen videos of him or anything like that, I'm not talking about the movies, those are good too, but I'm talking about like the person, the man who was Bruce Lee. Definitely look that up. That's for somebody, but yes, he was an amazing person. Wonderful father too. Wonderful father. I remember watching an interview of his son, and it was when his son was already an adult, and he loved his father so much, and he was so young when he passed. And he still remembers so many things about his father. That right there shows you how good of a parent he was. That even in this ripe young age where we don't always remember a lot, this child remembered how wonderful and loving his father was. I feel like that's important for some reason. I don't know, maybe somebody needed to hear that. But yeah, it's just amazing the way we are when we keep ourselves centered in a place of balance. It's a beautiful place to be. I can't even begin to explain to you the higher type of perspective on life that you have when you're there. It is one of those things that you have to experience it to understand it. 606. You have to understand it. You have to experience it to understand it. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry. It is an indescribable feeling. But the heightened awareness of every detail in every situation that you're put in when you're in that state of mind, it's just a really beautiful place. I cannot explain it to you in any other way. It is worth the pain. It is worth the frustration and the crying and the confusion of doing all of this shadow work and really being honest with yourself about how you are messed up. Because it's not about healing what someone else did to you. It's about healing why it affects you the way that it affects you. I mean, it could be anything from how selfish you were being and hurt people during a phase of your life to how selfish you were allowing others to be with you because you weren't valuing and loving yourself. And literally everything in between, guys. It's not black and white. It is every color of the color prisms. What are they called? The color chart. Every color on the color chart known to man and more. Because there's so much we just cannot see with these eyes. You have to see. To see. Okay? Alright, I've been ranting enough. Sorry, that was so random. It's Wednesday, my dudes. So let's check out the current energies for the whole collective, for everyone. Masculines, feminines, welcome, all of you. I believe I was doing my intro before I went off on a tangent there. But let's see what are the current energies of the collective for this week. I love very tribal but chill music. It just flows so beautifully. I don't know who this is. Where are my glasses? Oh, they're over at my desk. Cura Corazon. Café, no. Yeah, it's Cura Corazon, I'm pretty sure. But I can't remember who sings it. And I can't read that far without my glasses, I'm sorry. All I know is it has like a weird, almost like a kaleidoscope background that very, very slowly shifts just a little bit, and it's red. The background is like a dark turquoise, really beautiful color, and there's yellow. That's funny because that would be, and there's orange with a little bit of yellow, so it's literally all of the lower chakras, and that turquoise is really calling to almost, if you will, like a melted blend of the green and the blue of the throat chakra for me. So it's literally all the lower chakras and the ones that tie in the beginning of the upper chakras. Maybe that's what we're all working on balancing right now. Maybe that's what all of this madness is about. Maybe lots of things, because that's where a lot of trauma is stored too, for most of us, is in those lower chakras. And then once you balance those, it's about restoring balance within. And that, okay, so think of it this way. Have you ever played with a water toy or some sort of something that basically had a flow of liquid to control it, but it needed multiple triggers? Funny that I use that word, because it's literally what happens to us. We get triggered. But when you have it on like the flow, like it might stop somewhere, but if you turn the flow on, at another point of it, it like stimulates something to move that then goes crazy at first, and then it kind of regulates itself as the flow smooths itself through it. That's how I'm seeing it in my head. And so then it just, once all the blocks along the different ways, because it's almost like I'm seeing like this really long sequence of water flowing through, almost like a labyrinth, if you will, with different obstacles throughout it, different, I don't know, like when you watch how people make those weird, like domino effect type videos, but they use different stuff. It's like that. And it's the flow of the water is what like triggers everything. And that flow of water could be like the flow of the energy that flows through us from God. And that's what connects us then, like the clear flow of that connects us to Earth, to Gaia. And that is where we truly anchor ourselves in, with not only our connection to Source, but connecting Source itself and ourselves to Gaia. When we connect to Earth, the Earth is, think of it as this way, as in like divine masculine energy and divine feminine. One is more powerful, go, 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 do, and the other one is more flow, love, give, receive, just be. That's Earth, okay? That's divine feminine. The power, the yes, this is what I must do, the resolve, the determination, the justice, that is, the masculine. God, the divine pouring down. So we have our Heavenly Mother and our Heavenly Father, and both flowing through us is what brings us in true balance with Source. Because as you know, God is all. The Source, true Source, the Creator, the Great Spirit is both. It is everything and nothing, and everything in between, okay? So it is divine masculine and it is divine feminine, okay? There's that balance. And that is where that flow comes from. So when you clear your chakras, it's a little crazy at first, but then once they start, for those of us where they were blocked, it starts to flow again, because remember, the image they give you is of a lotus flower, which is ironic because My original name was Hidden Lotus, which is how you can find me on Instagram, by the way. Hidden_Lotus on Instagram. Um, but the lotus flower, it's just beautiful, and each chakra has different amounts of petals, but when they flow, they spin. They say it's a spinning, and I believe it's clockwise, spinning in a clockwise direction. Yes, so like this, clockwise. Okay. And when one is blocked, it's like that trigger on that thing that I was seeing, where it can't flow freely, it can't balance itself because there's something blocking it. Okay. And that's what Reiki does. It helps you to clear all of those blockages. And unfortunately, one of the parts of that is in clearing those blockages, it is going to bring to the surface whatever it is that you did not know was blocking you. Sometimes people cry during Reiki because something deep and painful was pulled up. 1616, somebody needs to know that. Maybe you got Reiki and you experienced that and it scared you and you don't want to do it again. It needed to happen, honey, okay? It needed to happen because that's how Reiki works. It's the things that we can't see. That's what is so beautiful about energy healing, okay? Some people are afraid of it because they don't understand it. But think of that, like I said, that flow. And we are that weird contraption with all of these tunnels and obstacles and things like that the energy has to flow through. It's not just straight. I know people always say you're think like a clear channel, and we usually just see like a clear tube, But that is not the true picture of what it is. It has to flow through every fiber of your being, every cell. Okay? That's not a straight shot. So when it's blocked, when those energy centers are blocked, it doesn't flow. Okay? And things become crazy. We become out of balance. Sacral chakra, you want to eat everything in sight, or you're like having too much like promiscuous sex with random people. You're not protecting your energy. It's literally a sacred exchange of energy. You don't want that to be with some random person from the club or the bar or the library even. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter where these people come from. That is your inner sacred energy. You do not want to give that away to anyone, because when you do, you connect a cord with that person. You don't know who they are, who they've been with, what kind of nasty, dirty karma and dark entities they might be tied to. You do not want to tie that to you. Okay? I don't know who that's for, but you don't want to tie that to you. We all enjoy sex as adults. I mean, let's just be honest, okay? Some of us enjoy it at a way younger age than what we should, but that is a subject I'm not talking about as a mother right now, because that triggers me. I mean, it doesn't trigger me, it upsets me that parents are not communicating with their children the way that they should. We are failing our children, all of us, in some way or another, even myself. And I've been finding out a lot of it recently, and I've so apologized to my children, because you are never too big of a parent to be able to apologize to your children. They have feelings just like we do. And if we screw up on them, we owe them an apology. Okay? And it's never too late to apologize. Even if you're older and they're grown, your children are grown, I promise you right now, if my mother apologized to me about things from my childhood that I knew were out of her control because she was hurt, I would so forgive her. And I would cry because I can feel it. Because I love my mom. I love her. My mother's everything to me. My mother sacrificed so much. I've completely gone on another tangent, you guys. I don't even know where I was going with this, so I apologize. I am literally woke up channeling this morning, and it was nonstop. And my poor son, my oldest son, I had to take him into work, and he's 21, by the way. It's not like, you know, he's 21. He's a grown-ass man, but he's my baby. So I had to take him into work. You know, one-car household problems. And poor thing, I was talking his ear off, and it was a 40-minute drive to his job site. I love my baby. I mean, my kids, you guys. When you are a psychic medium, a channeler, a light worker, an empath, like, seriously, especially for those who are like channelers and psychic mediums, our kids, man, they go through it. Could you imagine trying to lie to your parent and immediately their spirit guides and angels are like, that was a lie. And you're just like, oh, really? And like, you'll hear, ask them about blah, blah, blah. And then you know what to ask them about. Exactly what to ask them about. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, Mercury retrograde is killing me. I cannot wait for it to be over so I can get my words back. We gotta laugh at it, right? Laugh at shit. Laugh at shit right now, please, because everything is like fucking upside down. Sorry, I cursed. Everything is upside down right now, and it's okay. It's like literally, it's that moment when they pull the tablecloth from the table, and you're like, oh my God, is everything gonna shatter? And you don't know yet, because time is not at that point yet. So you literally have no clue, okay? It's that deep breath before the plunge. So you don't know yet. It's okay. Shit, what the hell was I talking about? Do you see what I mean? I keep getting random things. It's because I'm picking up on you guys and like the different questions that are coming up for people. And I'm hearing stuff and I'm like going on it like, yeah, it's like da 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 da. Bear with me as I myself learn to control my newfound gifts, or that I've just remembered, because honestly, I have been remembering these gifts and their strengths because I've been healing my childhood, and there's so much about myself that I had forgotten. So much I had forgotten from my childhood. Yeah, and it's coming up. And in the process of it coming up, there's so much enlightenment happening. So bear with me, okay, guys? And I'm a little all over the place right now. I hope this resonates with someone. And I cannot drink enough water, so I'm up all night peeing, and then I'm not sleeping, and I'm exhausted. Oh, I know some of you are exhausted too. Weren't we talking about that earlier in the video? I know some of you are exhausted too, but just keep going, okay? Keep going. It's not over yet. Stay on the ride. Like, what the fuck? We're on a roller coaster, you guys. This right now, everything that's happening, we're on a roller coaster as humanity as a whole, okay? So keep your hands and freaking feet inside of the ride until it comes to a complete stop. Jeez, that doesn't mean to stop at the top of the next freaking dive, okay? Jeez. That means that when you arrive back to the platform, you wait for that little thing to back up, okay? Or for you to hear the gunk, and you can press the thing down and it lifts off of you. And then you can get off the ride. You cannot jump off while this ride is still going. I don't know who that's for. Alright, but what is the overall energy for the collective, please? So that I stop talking. So sorry, you guys. Collective energies, please. Current energies. What do they need to know right now? We're not taking that many. No, that's the first one that fell. Oh. What did I just say? Oh my God, I love this. I just told you guys. Breathe. Relax. Don't stress. Don't go crazy. Literally told you. And 9, 10, 11. 29 is 11. Archangel Michael. What else? It's not just Archangel Michael's number. There's something more to the significance of 11. 11. Oh, it's making my brain hurt. I don't know, guys. Please look it up. There's too much coming through right now. Yeah, no, we're not doing all of... What? Okay, I'll look at them. Serendipity, New Life, Unfinished Symphony. I said it wasn't over. It's like, okay, for those of you who've ever listened to classical music, the really long ones, the beautiful ones, the almost ancient ones, I guess, the old ones. For me, they're old. For a lot of people who watch YouTube and stuff now, you guys are going to call it ancient because apparently I'm a boomer according to my kids. Whatever. I don't feel old. I'm still young. I'm having fun. Anyways, Unfinished Symphony. You're only as old as you feel, by the way. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again. Keep me focused, please. Where's my crystal? Okay. Unfinished Symphony, when you're listening to a beautiful masterpiece, many of them, they have acts, like Act 1, 2, da-da-da-da-da. And like the Four Seasons, Vivaldi's Four Seasons, there are parts where it stops. And it was like almost at a part where the music, like, it's like escalating and not climaxing. That's naughty. Sorry, I have a dirty mind also. Anyways, where it is, I'm sorry, climax is the only word I can think of right now. The crescendo? Is it the crescendo? Is that what it's called when it reaches that point? Crescendo. Oh, Miss Pierce would be so disappointed in me right now. I played violin, you guys. She was a wonderful teacher. Wonderful. But it reaches that point, and you're just kind of like, wait. That's weird. Is that the end? Nope. It wasn't the end. Then the music starts again. Same thing. Okay? Unfinished symphony. It's not over yet. Keep your hands and feet in the ride at all times. Okay? Then we have yin energies. The soulmates card again. Flexible again. And never-ending story. Okay, I think we have 3 10s. 10, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9. And another 10, right? Unfinished Symphony is 10. Okay, put these together. I just heard put these together. And then we have these. Did you just divide this up by masculine and feminine for me? No? Okay, then what's this going for? I'm trying not to use the book, guys. I'm trying to go strictly off of what I get from the pictures because I read art. And I feel things from the cards as well. Okay, I'm not feeling these right now, so we're going to look at the Unfinished Symphony. Okay. Okay, so we have number 10 itself, Unfinished Symphony. Okay. And this person still has a mask on. Oh. For some of you, or maybe this is for all of us, maybe there are still certain masks we're wearing in certain parts of our life that aren't true to who we are. And that's what we're working on right now. In this hourglass, there's no sand or anything. Well, I guess there is sand. Yeah, there is sand. There's a little bit of sand going through it. But it has a heart compass. It's a heart-shaped compass. And it says, love me towards the middle. And then all around it has yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And the little arrow is pointing at in between yes and no. That is feeling very significant to me right now. I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky. I hope you guys can see that and get a really good look at it. If you need to pause the video and look at it, go ahead, because there may be some of you out there that read art as well and images. Okay. And she seems really frustrated. She's sitting there with a mirror next to her, and she has a half mask. And so does this one. Oh my God. You guys. Oh, okay. Nice, love. Thank you. You see? Okay. All the cards that are number 10. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, okay? Those are both, like, 10 of Swords is an ending, 10 of Wands is like a burden, right? Like, you're overburdened. Like, this guy's literally walking up a freaking hill, right, to this town, and he's got this bag on his back, and he's leaning forward because it's so heavy. He's so exhausted from carrying these 10 giant wands, or staves, you know, they're made of wood. Wood is heavy. And he's been carrying it for God knows how long, and he's just exhausted. But it's also, with the 10 of Swords being there, it's an ending of a cycle. Seeing Death card, but I mean, I don't have there's nothing here that signifies death to me, thank God. So but we have 3 10s. That is significant. 10, 10, 10. Maybe look up the significance of 10, 10, 10. Yeah, do that. But what I'm getting from this, you have to be flexible, okay? This is unfinished. It is a never-ending story, because we're always working on ourselves. We're always growing and learning more, not only about ourselves, but about those around us, okay? So it's not just about you, because once you get to a point in your own growth, in your own self-development, where you understand, you know, your flaws and how to love yourself unconditionally, and like that's what you're working on, like you're working to love yourself better and think better things to yourself, you get to a point somewhere along the way of that, and practicing that on a daily, somewhere along the way, by the way, is anyone else's sage burning? Like, mine will not go out. I'm gonna show you. It is almost completely burned out. Okay, almost completely. I couldn't even touch it. It was burning so fast, I got a little nervous and was like, I'm not messing with that. And it just will not go out. If that's happening to anyone else, let me know, because no lie, it's a little disturbing. Because saging is to, like, clear the energy of, like, any negative energies, any dark energies, and it won't go off. So maybe it's because we're protected right now. It's because we're all protected right now during this period of growth. We need to be more flexible as a whole, okay? This is for everyone. Everyone in the collective, we need to be more flexible. She's literally balancing on an egg, okay? On an egg. And I always see the eggs as our hopes and our dreams, you know? What we want to be like, what we want in our lives, what we want to see, the changes we want to see in the world itself. I always see these eggs as that. And weirdly enough, the egg has 2 different colors on it. It's almost like, yeah, so look, so there are very few parts of her that are very grayish, pasty looking, right? And sorry, I don't know if you see that. See how it's like grayish bluish looking in here as well, and it's like the color is fading off of this egg, almost like this gift from the divine, and all this color, and it's orange. That's the sacral chakra. That's creativity. That's sexual energy. Maybe we all have a lot of work to do on our sacral, I don't know, but it's like this orange is flowing from the egg and into her and filling her, and it is the brightest orange color here in this central part here, which is close to the sacral, and it's like it's just spreading out to the rest of her. So it again, never-ending story, unfinished symphony. Like, it's not done. It's not done. You need to be gentle with yourselves. Should I read any of these? I'm hearing unfinished symphony. And of course my music stopped. I hate when it stops because it really helps me to focus. Because I'll explain in a second. For me, it's not about being able to hear better, because I'm always so ridiculously connected and channeling that my own thoughts have to be louder on a regular basis for me to function, because there's always this stream of other shit coming through to me. Sorry for cursing. I have it rated for adults anyway, so parents, monitor your kids' stuff. Not my fault. I said earlier in my video, I don't like that parents aren't doing their jobs. We're failing our kids. And that's one of the ways. Monitor their stuff, especially once they get to middle school. That's where life happens to these kids, okay? And it starts at the end of elementary for some, like 5th, 6th grade. So be aware, parents. I don't know who that's for either. Trust me, I know. Been there, done that. 3 times over. 3rd time's a charm. Learn my lesson if I ever have another kid, which I doubt because I'm already 40. But hey, you never know. But if I ever do, that one's in for some fun. They're not going to get away with anything. Which makes me feel better because it'll be much easier parenting for me because I'll know when to pick my battles. It's great. It's great knowing that. And I can teach my children that so that they don't struggle through projecting their traumas onto 3 kids before they learn. Because my worst was my first. I projected so much onto him because I was so unhealed, and now our relationship is so much stronger because of that, because he himself, and it's ironic that all of his biggest triggers and struggles are the same as mine. And so him knowing my whole history because he's my child, and having me explaining to him now how I have learned and in the different ways, he is literally applying that to himself and what has happened between us in the past, and we're healing. Our relationship is healing, and it is so beautiful, because we're coming together again as a family, closer than we've ever been before. And that goes for all 3 of my kids. And yes, my eyes are watering, because to me, my children are everything. They are my whole world. They're everything to me. They're gifts from the divine that came through my inner portal to bring a soul into this reality. They were given to me. They were my responsibility from the divine to guide, to love, to nurture, to protect. Okay? And that's why they're everything to me. I think that's for somebody out there. I feel like I'm talking to a lot of parents or soon-to-be parents right now, and maybe even kids, because it's a perspective from someone who's not your parent, and we never really listen to our parents. But if we hear it from another adult, sometimes we're more inclined to listen if we trust that adult. I know I did, because like I can listen to my mother now, but when I was younger, I didn't feel like I could listen to her and trust her. I was too afraid and too angry. But I've healed a lot of that now, so it's way different. Okay, sorry, this is getting long. That's what she said. Hey. So sorry, you guys. The fucking sacral chakra. It's got me cursing and everything. Okay, so 10, unfinished symphony. The essential meanings: unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. I am sure that one of those little statements resonated for each and every person watching this, and for some of you, more than one of them. Apply it to your situation. You know better than I do, and we are all learning to use our inner guidance system right now. So I will let you decipher that, okay? Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, or the need to make amends. Whatever pops to your mind first after each one of those statements, follow that thought down. There's a rabbit hole, okay? It says this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle. Didn't I say end of a cycle? That confirms my 10 of Swords. That confirms my freaking 10 of Swords, because 10 of Swords is the end of a cycle. It's learning a painful lesson a lot of times as well. Yeah, that confirms that. That's beautiful. Thank you. The completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practical, radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers that you seek will be found. You cannot move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Okay, takes me back to that same image of that weird thing I was talking about earlier. If you fix the beginning ones and you fix, some of the end ones or some of the middle ones, but you leave the other ones uncorrected, unhealed, unfinished, you don't open that flow, you cannot progress until you do. The blocks are always going to be there. One flow might be too heavy, one might be totally turned off, one could be too low and needs to be cleared up a little bit so that it can flow just a little bit more. It's anything in between. You know better than I do. All right. The relationship message, because I feel that it might be for some of you here. Moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid, and you have not had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in your relationship when closure is denied to you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write a letter, make a call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so that you can set yourself free. Only then can new love and new life blossom. Okay? You're not always going to get the closure in a relationship that you want. I can promise you that, because I personally have never had closure in a relationship. And it is when someone leaves you and you don't understand why they leave, or if things turn to shit and you don't know why they turned to crap. Try not to curse. When you don't have an explanation for why the things that happened the way that they happened, or just happened, period, it leaves you feeling very confused. I'm seeing the hangman very upside down. But you need to gain, when the hangman is needing to gain a new perspective. So some of you need to gain a new perspective and understand that that person is not in a place in their spiritual development and in their healing with themselves to understand that you deserve closure, that you deserve an explanation, and they gave you none. They left you bound, broken, on the floor, crying, unsure of why things were happening. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Why did they say this? Why did they say that? Well, why didn't he this? Why didn't she that? You will cry yourself into a grave trying to figure out why someone else at a completely different vibration to you did something that they did. Because you don't know exactly where at in that labyrinth of life, you don't know exactly where they are at. So you have no way of having an explanation. What you do have is, why is it hurting you so bad? Why is it affecting you this bad? Why do you need X, Y, or Z from this person in order to move on? You have everything you need inside of yourself. The greatest love you will ever have is having enough love inside of yourself to know that your connection with Source, with the divine, with God, with the goddess, whatever you label it as, the creator, the great spirit, that connection, that unconditional love connection with creation, that is the greatest love of all. And when you know that's the greatest love of all, and you know that you are loved unconditionally by Source, you can begin to love yourself. You can begin to forgive yourself. You can begin to understand so that you can understand what has happened. Prosperity message. Make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents. It's Mercury retrograde, so read the fine print and read the fine print to the fine print, and then read between the lines of all of that. Hand in assignment, complete a work of art, tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. That is beautiful and self-explanatory all on its own. The protection message says, when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. And again, I'm drawn back to that weird labyrinth contraption thing with the water. Like, you might not always get the gauge of the flow properly the first go around. Like, you might, get it flowing a little bit or whatever, and it's enough to get through the next few obstacles, but then you kind of hit a wall at one, because I literally just heard sometimes in order to take a step forward, you have to take 2 steps backwards. So you've got to go back, retrace your steps. Okay, it's like math. You've got to go back and work the problem in reverse to see why it is, where it is that you messed up in your calculations, right? And once you see where that was, then you can adjust, get the flow going, and guess what? Now you have the proper knowledge to remove the next obstacle and get the flow going again, right? So sometimes we've got to take a step back and go back to old lessons and relearn them in a new way, okay? All right. I'm still not understanding these here. Okay, we're gonna do something random. I want you guys to each pick a number, okay? I'm gonna give you 4 different numbers. You pick a number. I'll put the timestamp below for them, okay? And the card will be specific advice to you. And then at the end, I'll pull no, we're just gonna end it with that. We're gonna end it with that. Yeah, we're gonna end it with that. Each one of you pick a number and then get your timestamp from below, okay? So the numbers are we have number 2, number 18, number 39, and the number 41. 2, 18, 39, 41. Choose your number, grab your timestamp, and I'll see you there. We're going to start with number 2. It's the yin card, okay? This is whatever extra guidance you need. And the yin is the feminine energy, by the way. The feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues. The art of conscious allowing. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you will see how quickly your dreams manifest. Let go of control. It's that flow again. You can't turn all those nozzles full blast. That'll throw off the flow as well and create blockages of a different kind. Okay? You ever noticed how you have a bathroom sink and the water flows freely until you turn both of those nozzles all the way up high, and there's so much water flowing out that it's struggling to go down the drain, and just flow freely. It's like it's stopping, and there's like all this water that starts slooshing around in the sink, right? That's a different kind of blockage in itself as well. Let others, okay, so for the relationship message, let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awarenesses, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Yielding is like giving up. Like you let them go. You're not going to try and keep yanking and pulling and whipping the reins around, okay? I just saw a chariot card. And in the chariot, I recently learned that the two sphinxes that pull the chariot, that is like the divine. And there are no reins on that chariot. You have no control. Like, God is in control. Source is in control. So by yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Yeah, when you fight God's will, things go badly for you. Okay? When the divine speaks, like, it is what it is. You're not going to change that. Okay? I know we have free will and all, but there are some things greater than us. And we are here to grow and to learn. So if there's a lesson you need to learn, you are not going to escape said lesson in any way, shape, or form, no matter how much you try. The divine will drag you kicking and screaming like a parent dragging their spoiled child away from the toy aisle. Okay? You do what you gotta do as a parent, right? Because as children, we all have lessons to learn, and we are all children of God. Source, the divine, the creator. Okay? And that's going to be different for all of us, because some of us, it was always, don't make me call your father. Oh, no, mom, no, mom. And for others of us, it was, daddies mean fun, mommies mean business. Whichever one of those two statements rings true to you, you know. So you know if your message is that you need to be more receptive and accept that, that kind of flow and let greater take control. Or if you need to take action, because that's the opposite end of the yin is the yang, is taking action. So this is where you need to be right now. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be to you by allowing their actions to speak for them. You will be pleasantly surprised. That's so true. I'm learning that one too. It's amazing when you really start to let people's actions speak for them instead of trying to dig for answers, like asking over and over. And this is the relationship message. So like, I know for sure, when you're in a relationship and you constantly have to be asking, like, where do we stand? What am I to you? Like, if you have to ask, you already know. Just saying. The prosperity message says, this is a time when the most effective action is to allow others to show you the way forward. Observe their behavior and follow their lead. Your desire to push through must take a back seat for now. Collaborate and offer your ideas rather than dictating what must happen. Let others come to you. It is important that they feel they have power now. Another meaning is about releasing your need to have things in the form you want. How do you want to feel basking in your success? Now allow the universe to show you the form. Yin is the sign of essence. Things may go more smoothly than you expect. Right, this is literally, it's about releasing control. Ow, my ankle is like hurting. I fell down the stairs a few months back here in the house. And yeah, it did not feel good. And I landed, like, my right ankle went every way that it should not go. And so did my right wrist. I landed on it, and they've both been kind of hurting a little bit lately, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that's relevant, but whatever. Anyways, but when you're constantly trying to control how things happen and how they're going to end up and exactly how it's going to look, like maybe your dream job isn't going to be exactly what you thought it would be, right? Because you, again, the ride isn't over. Unfinished symphony, okay? The ride's not over. You haven't arrived yet to be able to see the full picture of what all of that madness going on was about, right? Okay. Same thing. So you are in one of the lulls right now, or maybe you're up, maybe you're down, maybe you're going through a corkscrew. Who knows? You know better than I do. Your situation, not mine. All right? But things aren't going to end the way that you expect. So you've got to give into that flow, hands and feet in the ride at all times. You're on. Too late. Enjoy the ride. I just saw the Chariot card again, so something's going to move fast. Whatever this is going to move fast. The protection message says, do you have trouble receiving? You stop the flow of abundance when you continually insist upon being the giver. You cannot always lead. You cannot always give, and you cannot always teach. You must be the student, the open vessel, and the one who receives the gift, or the one who receives the gesture, or the one who receives the offer in equal measure. Open up and let love, life, abundance, and spirit fill you. Without demand or expectation, just receive the bounty that is yours. It's literally all you have to do. This is a point for you to relax and take a step back and get into your receptive feminine energies and just flow with it. All right? And again, I'm drawn back to the breathe card. Just breathe. Ground yourself, okay? Ground yourself. I feel like this is how everyone is going to get to where they need to get to. Is by just breathing, just going with what's going on. And that's breaks down to the number 11. It's 29. All right. That's all I have for you for my number, what was this one? Number 2s. Now we're going to go on to number 18. This is going to be your message. All right. So number 18, what do we have for you? So the Serendipity card is your card. It has a 4-leaf clover. Very lucky. And I'm drawn to the fact that there is like the sky is like reddish, which is the root chakra. And then there's the green and like an orangish towards the middle, which is your heart chakra and your, again, the sacral chakra. So I feel like maybe grounding. And I literally just said for the number 2 card, I said that I was drawn again to the breathe card, and I felt like it was going to be how everyone gets to where they need to be, is to just breathe and keep themselves grounded. And I'm being really drawn to being grounded with this card as well. Yeah, that root chakra. Grounding really helps with that too. And with the heart chakra. Grounding helps with everything, honestly, it really does. It says, opportunity allied with readiness. The awareness of synchronicity, luck, and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols. A magical alignment of events. The oracle message says, you have stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. See, this one here, like, why am I feeling like some of you are questioning the good things? You need to just breathe and let that shit go. You receive gifts in life and blessings because you've done the work. It might not be everything you've ever wanted right now all at once, because things take time, okay? For someone, I just heard Love Takes Time, that song, Mariah Carey, so that's for someone. But everything in life takes time, okay? When you pray for something, you let go and you let God, right? So when you're trying to manifest, you are releasing those hopes and those dreams out into the universe, and then you have to put yourself in receptive energy. If your goal is whatever it may be, you need to just start taking the baby steps that you know now. Because remember, as we're learning new things, we don't fully know what to do next. It's like when you learn to ride a bike, like, yeah, okay, you know how to ride a bike, but do you know how to brake short or stop short when, you know, like you see a car coming and you've got to the bike to the side without falling off the bike and tumbling over like a tumbleweed? Been there, done that. Do you know, like, all sorts of different things, like how you really should walk your bike across an intersection instead of ride it across, because you don't know how long that light is going to stay red, and you want to get across. You don't have that full 20 seconds or whatever that little timer says. Let's be honest, because people run red lights all the time, and people get impatient waiting on that red light, and they'll roll forward at the intersection. So you've got to be smart about how you cross. And if you're on the bike, you can't just jump back. You're on the damn thing. Now, if you're walking the bike across the intersection, screw the bike. I'm not getting run over. You can have the bike. You'll buy me a new one because you just ran it over. But my life, I can't get back. Okay? So do the baby steps that you know now. And as you go learning from those baby steps, you'll be given more baby steps. And you'll get new blessings because you're learning. You're growing. Look back at what you've done already. Okay? You're growing and learning. So these gifts are yours and they're well deserved. Don't feel bad about having good things or having blessings coming into your life, whatever they may be. Could be love, could be a job, could be, you know, you finally bought that car and there are people hating on you because, like, nah. People talk all the time. They love to run their mouths when they're in lower vibrations. Send them love and send them on their way, because they don't know any better, and you don't need to waste your time and then attach more negative karma to yourself because you're trying to grow, right? Right. All right, so the relationship message says, Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey. Someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. That one's self-explanatory. I don't even need to go into that. Pay attention, follow your heart, follow your intuition. If you've met someone new, don't question it. Why are you questioning it? You deserve love. Hell yeah, you deserve love. You've done the work. This card is saying it. It literally said it in the very beginning. You have stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. That doesn't mean that the greater goods dream is your dream, but it means that your dream is in perfect balanced harmony to push forward the collective dream, okay? It's greater than you are. So even though you might not see the bigger picture right now, you're getting these blessings for a reason. Prosperity message. You are in the right place at the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. That is a beautiful prosperity message. I'm so drawn to the 4-leaf clover again. That's like luck. Like it's your lucky day, or you're in luck. Luck is on your side. Like luck is fully on your side right now. Because what is luck? It's a blessing from God, from the divine, from source, right? It's a blessing. Don't reject God's blessing, right? So this is what's coming for you. This is all you need to be aware of right now. Like it's an unfinished symphony and you need to stay flexible, because this is what's coming from staying flexible. It's a never-ending story. You're always going to be healing. You're always going to have shadow work to do, right? Like you're always going to be changing and growing and evolving as a person. But right now, you're exactly where you need to be in balance with your journey as it stands right now. All right, the protection message says, perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business. Or that person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one, yet it all fell apart. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties. In order to deliver an important lesson you need to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit always knows what you need and is guiding you where you are meant to go. Pay attention to the signs presented to you. If something didn't go your way, that was divine protection. Rejection is God's protection. Okay, that is divine intervention at its finest. When we think we know what we want and we think we have what we truly need and desire, and God's up there like, no, my child, that is not what it is for you. That is not your blessing. No, this is still a lesson. Okay, they're not going to learn the lesson this way. Boom. Learn the lesson now, the hard way. I tried giving you the little signs. I tried letting you see, but you weren't seeing. You needed to leave that job. You needed to leave that relationship. You needed to end that friendship. But you didn't. So, like that parent that was your disciplinarian in your childhood, here comes in the divine to drag you out of the toy out, kicking and screaming, pitching a fit. But it is because you didn't see when they found on that one special display down the other aisle, that one really super cool toy that you really wanted the absolute most. And they found the last one hidden away in between some other stuff, and it's already in the shopping cart. It's kind of the moment where the kid thinks that they're not, the baby or whatever, that they think they're not going to get the like the snack or the bottle or whatever that they wanted. And so they're like, ah! And the parent's like, here, look, open your eyes, look at me, look. And then the little one is like, and then the parents, they're like, really? Okay, that's you and the divine right now, if that last part of the message was for you. Okay. Better things are coming, believe that. It's a 4-leaf clover. Doesn't get any luckier than that. All right, number 18s. That's all I have for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, hidden_lotus. I'm on there daily, and I do post stuff there as well, especially in my story. Always keep an eye out on my story. I'm like an Instagram junkie when it comes to that. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Moving on now to number 39. So number 39, you got the new life card. Number 39 breaks down to a 12, and then that breaks down to a 3. That might be significant for you. She looks like she just had a really, really good nap. Look at that. She's like fully energized. She seems like she just slept, I don't even want to say like a baby, because sometimes babies only sleep 2 to 3 hours at a time, but she slept like a fully grown adult with a crazy, crazy, crazy schedule that never catches a break, and then they finally got peace and quiet for like 6 hours, and so they could have a nice shower and take a nice long bath, and then have some nice music on, maybe have a glass of wine if that was their thing, and then they could lay in the bed, take like a 2-hour nap, and they woke up brand new. That's what she looks like. Man, I want that to be my card. That looks so nice. All right, so the new life card says, birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. The oracle's message says, when spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from the trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious songs. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. I just heard good things are coming, and good things come to those who wait. So maybe, you've been in receptivity, and you've been, like you feel like, yeah, I'm so rested now. I've done all this work and I took this break and I've been having some fun and just kind of going with it. But like, what now? There's more. Don't worry. Unfinished symphony. Ride's not over yet. Stay flexible. Don't get out of that receptive state, because the healing is a never-ending journey, and sometimes you just need to breathe. I love that. All right, relationship message. New energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. I just saw when, like, the first blossoms of spring. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Spring is my favorite. All the colors, literally how everything goes. And sometimes it feels like almost as if by overnight, The trees go from being barren with no leaves to so full, lush, and vibrant and green. Everything is just so green and beautiful. That's what I saw with that. So I feel like this is for those old relationships. Like it's almost like color was put on a black and white picture, and it's like looking at a brand new picture, you know? If you've ever watched like the old movies, I'd watched so many of them because my mom loved the old timey movies from like the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so I remember when Technicolor, I think, was the old company, they actually took some of the old movies and they upgraded them, if you will, from black and white to color. And it was just so weird. It was like seeing a totally different movie. Like, I had no idea Marilyn Monroe's eyes were blue, you know? Like, I didn't know that she wore a pinkish lipstick, not a red. True story, actually, as well. It wasn't red lipstick that she wore, ladies. It was a pink, like a fuchsia for some people who are in Europe. I like the way that sounds better. Fuchsia. It sounds so pretty. I love it. It's feisty. So whichever way you pronounce it, that color. It's a beautiful, vibrant pink. Anyways, back to this. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. That's a beautiful message. Because respect is very important. So right now you need to be sharing your excitement and your passion with those relationships around you. Family, friends, neighbors, significant others, your children if you have them, even with your pets. Give your fur babies some love. They love love. They love to be cuddled. I love cuddling fur babies. But I'm highly allergic to dogs. So when I do, I get really itchy all over. I break out in bright pink hives. My eyes get red and itchy and watery, and I'm sneezy, and then I end up getting stuffy after that for like days. So yeah, that really sucks. But I still love it, and I still cuddle and give them lovin's and then take some Benadryl. Oh, because love is love, right? And everyone deserves unconditional love. Express that love. Express that passion. It literally says it there, excitement, passion. Fully express that newness. Whatever you are feeling renewed in your life, wherever that fire and passion has been lit, express that. Speak it. Okay? If you realize that you were self-sabotaging yourself by like not letting people in, express that to them. You know, like when you open up to them and they're like, seem surprised by it, say, gosh, you know, it feels really good to talk to you about these things and to express this to you, because I realized that I had been shutting myself out from opening up to other people and fully expressing, you know, the love and passion or whatever that I feel. Yeah, definitely let them know that, because that is one of those things that lets somebody know, wow, my goodness, they really have changed. They're so expressive, and the way they're acting falls right in line with what they said about what's going on with them. So fully express that. I don't know who needs to hear that, but yeah, fully express that. It's a beautiful message. Beautiful message. So relationships are shining for this group right now. All right, the prosperity message. You have every reason to be optimistic right now, as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being filled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. That's awesome. So I feel like you might be feeling like your business or your career isn't going the way you expected. But you're going to realize that it really is. I saw like a rope all knotted and just becoming untangled. Like the two ends were pulling in different directions, but somehow the rope was fully untangled. That's really weird. That would have to be a very specific type of knot to work that way. Yeah, I don't know. My rope people, let me know. I know it's possible. Pull it. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, that's what I feel like is happening right now. I feel like it's not going the way you planned or expected, but it is still working itself out. And things are going to come up. Opportunities, says new opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. See, so like something new is going to happen and everything's just going to fall into place from that. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, it's still working out. It's just not as you expected. Maybe you're pulling this side of the rope and God's on the other side, and you're working together to co-create. And so both of you have to keep doing what you're doing and going with the flow, like let source do what source needs to do while you continue to flow and do what you got to do and what you're guided to do, and stay open to these new opportunities so that you can take advantage of them when they come. And then bam, like magic, it's beautiful and everything falls into place. That's what I'm seeing with that knot. All right. Yeah. The protection message says, you must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit you may not know something. You're at the beginning of things and haven't hit your stride yet. Be immersed in the newness of it all. And don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. See, for you, I feel like this is saying that, how can I word this? Help me out, please. I'm getting the bike thing again, where the bike was like, when you learn to ride a bike, and with that whole labyrinth thing, how you learn one lesson and you keep moving forward, but this lesson wasn't fully complete. You learned what you needed to learn to progress, because there was stuff from other lessons that you needed to be able to fully help you with that one lesson. I hope that makes sense. Because sometimes you do have to take, sometimes you have to take a step backwards to move 2 steps forward. And sometimes you have to take 2 steps back just to move 1 step forward. So don't be discouraged by that, because again, like, just breathe. Remember, the other card that came out in the beginning was the very first one that came out. I feel like this is the core balance for all of us, is to just breathe, stay centered, keep yourself grounded, okay? Yeah, so much is changing. I mean, she's refreshed, renewed, like I just got, you're in that state where when you're waking up, where you're not fully alert, sometimes you wake up and you don't even remember where you're at because you were so tired you couldn't remember if you got to bed or if you stayed and fell asleep on the sofa. And so when you wake up, you're not fully lucid. You're not fully aware of everything around you. And even when you're waking up and you're opening your eyes, like, things will be blurry. I call it like the system reboot. I literally see, oh, so like we're kind of like a computer where it's like you're sitting there and you're waiting for it to load up, or like when you load up your PlayStation or your Xbox and like does the beep or whatever, and then it turns on and it's got to go through its whole loading screen before you can get to where you can, pick your games and whatnot. That's what it's like when we're first waking up. So that's where you're at right now. Okay. So don't think that things are different than what they are just because you can't see it yet. All right. So number 39, that's all I have for you guys. If it's resonated, please leave a comment below, hit that like button, subscribe if you would like to see more, and definitely follow me on Instagram, hidden_lotus. I'm on there every single day. I'm only on YouTube about 3 times a week. So daily I'm posting like, quotes and things like that and opinions. So, if you don't like strong opinions, then maybe don't follow me there because I don't sugarcoat shit for anyone, and I'm not going to silence my opinion for anyone else either. But yeah, if you would like to, then definitely follow me on there as well. And I will see you in the next video. All right, gonna move on now to the pile for number 41. If you chose the number 41, this is your reading, and you chose the Soulmates card. '41 breaks down to a 5, which is about change. And I'm always drawn in this picture to how the masculine energy penguin has a key in his hand, and the feminine has the lock, if you will, or the keyhole is the heart. Okay, so it's like he has the key to her heart. And I'm always drawn to this blue scarf, and I still don't know why I'm drawn to the blue scarf. That's the throat chakra, so maybe somebody needs to speak up here. Is that a red shoe? It's really weird. It looks like a red pointy elf shoe. And I haven't ever really noticed that before. I don't know why it's standing out now. Red is the root chakra, though. So maybe somebody needed to heal some really deep-seated root chakra wounds. And somebody needed to work on their throat chakra and speak up. Or maybe that's what you both needed to work on. I'm getting twin flame vibes from this one. Harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. Yeah. The oracle message says, you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. So very, very much so. Every relationship you are ever in, friendship, parental to child relationship, co-worker relationships, any relationship, period, any interaction with another person, okay, will leave an impact on you. There will be some lesson, there will be growth, and it will be very different for those involved. So for me and my partner, it would be very different for me than it would be for him. Like, what he learned from the relationship would be whatever he needed to learn, and what I learned would be whatever I needed to learn, and we both grow, and it's beautiful. That also helps us get closure sometimes too, is understanding that, knowing that. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them. and sometimes by strong aversion to them initially as well. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you cannot possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. The relationship message says, consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude, or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Sometimes when it's not meant to last, when it's one of those soulmates or whatever that are meant to just be there for a time, to be a lesson, sometimes that's hard to grasp, that concept, that that's the only reason that they were in your life. But once you do, and once you accept that, you will actually open yourself up to being able to learn all of the lessons that you needed to learn from that relationship, not just one or two. Because there's always going to be like one or two obvious ones, but when you come to that full acceptance of like this, it is what it is, then you can grow from there, okay? You can grow from there because acceptance is key. All right, what was that? Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. Yeah, and that's so true. It can even be a companion animal. I recently lost a companion animal, and she was with me for almost 20 years. My Coco. She was an applehead Siamese. So vocal, so loving, so like, don't F with me. Like, I was literally the only one in the house who could carry her without her biting them. She would let other people pet her, and she would lay on their laps and stuff like that, but nobody else could carry her. And she only slept in my room, right? Cats, no. Cats have their boundaries. That's why some people don't like them, because maybe they just don't respect boundaries, and maybe that's the lesson they need to learn, you know? Oh, that's for somebody. I don't know who that was for. That's a weird one. But yeah, it can come even from companion animals. But sometimes it takes that loss for us to truly see in all of the ways that soulmate enriched our life and helped us grow and showed us love. All right, the prosperity message. Strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others, mentors, business partners, helpers, employees, creative partners, friends, and strangers open doors for you and step through the portal to join you in a harmonic dance of collaboration, commitment, and co-creation. This is what you have been waiting for. Okay, so some of you need to watch pile number 18 as well, for the number 18, because that whole message just flashed before me. Was a lot. But some of you need to watch that one. There's something there for you, okay? Because it did talk about like seeing the new people coming in and like the different steps and how it like connects. I mean, that's what co-creation is all about. So yeah, somebody needs to watch that message. But it's important for you because see, right now it is important for you to align with those right people. This I'm getting this could be somebody at work that maybe you didn't like at first, but for whatever reason you are going to be teaming up or partnering up with this person for, I just heard, for a greater cause. Common cause? If it's resonating for you, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you'll get that gut feeling. Yeah, I feel like for somebody, this is someone at work that you guys, for whatever reason, might not get along, but there's something that is really going to unite you, and it's going to have to do with your prosperity as well. Yeah. That's a very specific message. For some of you, it's about business, though. Yeah. Like for some of you, like the mentors is really standing out. Some of you, this soulmate coming in for you is going to be someone who has already done what you're doing and they're successful with it, and you might feel threatened by them. I don't know why I'm getting that, but some of you might feel threatened by them, but they're really going to teach you a lot, and so you need to be open to that. Okay, they have the key. Remember that. They have the key that's going to set you free. Oh, I'm a poet and don't know it, you guys. But they have the key that will set you free, okay? So be open to learning from this mentor that comes in, okay? Yeah, and for my bosses out there, don't shrug off your employees just because you think they're lower than you, okay? There's something in that message alone for somebody. I don't know why. But I saw, like, you know how sometimes in movies or shows there's the little guy or whatever with like a really genius idea to help, and it's like it's not even going to benefit them. Like it's literally going to benefit somebody else, but they're so loving and so giving that they told this idea anyways, and the other person just kind of laughs them off like that's ridiculous and walks away. That's what I saw when I got this. So please be open. If you are a business owner or you are a boss, please be open to others' opinions and ideas, because there's going to be someone that you will be collaborating with who is, I literally heard, and trigger warning, somebody who you may feel is beneath you, which is really messed up. You need to work on that. If you're feeling that way about anybody, you really need to work on that, because that's, first of all, it's wrong, and it's not nice. Okay, anyways, on to the protection message. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't deserve your well-being that don't serve your well-being, enter into this dynamic so that you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. It's inconceivable. I just saw the guy from Princess Bride. The question is not why did they do this to me, but rather, what is the gift in this? Look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. So don't ask yourself, why did they do this to me? Okay? Okay. I'm feeling like the protection message is very specific for twin flames. Maybe you recently came into union with your twin and you might not know it was a twin. Maybe this will be your confirmation, but you may have recently come into union with your twin. And usually, unfortunately, what happens in the twin flame dynamic is that when you first come into union, It literally, they are a pure mirror reflecting to you all of the shadow work you need to do. They will trigger you in every way, shape, or form. Okay? Like literally. Every trigger you have will be set off by this person. I'm not even kidding because I know. Okay? But it has to happen. Because when all of those triggers get set off for you, you know, that's where your healing truly begins. Because that's where all the stuff you were not willing to look at literally gets thrown in your face. I literally saw the kid again, the parent, this is God, the divine, coming in and literally dragging your behind, kicking and screaming out of the toy aisle because you are so set on looking at all these other toys and trying to pick the one you want, when your parent has already found hidden in a display on another aisle the very toy you truly wanted the absolute most that was not on the aisle at all, and they already have it in the cart. But because they're calling you out of that freaking toy aisle, you're pitching a fit, kicking and screaming, don't want to go because you want a toy. And then you don't even realize it's already in the cart. You got to stop kicking and screaming to realize that. You've got to really take a look at the situation. What is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to teach me? When twin flames come together the first time, unfortunately, many of them then end up going through a period of separation because they trigger each other so hard. And I firmly believe that the reason this happens, because this is what was given to me, channeled, is that what happens is when you are that kid who's not leaving that toy aisle and you're not going and learning the lessons that are, you know, being shown to you in life, you have to be, you're not leaving the aisle, right? This is the when you're not learning the lessons, when you're rejecting to learn the lessons, and you're ignoring the signs that you're getting in your day-to-day life on your own before your twin has come in, but you are in the life where you are destined to be with them because you have a mission with them. It's a higher purpose. If you don't do the work so that you can peacefully come into that union, what happens is it gets to the point where source is finally like, that's it. They're not learning. They've learned all that they can learn before they have to be pushed into the rest. Because unfortunately for all of us, there are lessons that we are too stubborn for whatever reason spiritually to learn. They're the hard lessons, okay? And that is what that twin flame union is all about. So when that happens, you get your twin flame. They come in your life. And it is like you suddenly have everything thrown into your face. Like they might tell you, oh, that's not fair. You're not being fair. When really it's that you needed to learn what narcissistic behavior truly looks like and how you were giving too much and you were forgiving too much and allowing too much to be disrespected towards you in whatever shape or form. Another way is, let's see, let me get another example. They may say to you when you guys argue or whatever, they may say, you're ignoring me. And the other person will get like mad and be like, what do you mean I'm ignoring you? Da, 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 da. And you like trigger each other, you set each other off. Well, if you feel that they're ignoring you, how are you ignoring yourself? How are you neglecting yourself? If you feel rejected by this person, how are you rejecting yourself? If you feel they're in denial, how are you in denial? They are a direct mirror to you. okay? So I promise you, literally every single thing about them that you complain about, you need to write it down, okay? Write it down. Like, I hate when so-and-so ignores me. I hate when so-and-so tells me that I'm not affectionate enough with them or whatever. And then you need to take that and you need to replace their name with, I hate when I ignore me. I hate when I don't give myself enough affection. Okay? And then really sit there with each one and feel your way through it. This is some of the hardest shadow work that you will ever do. And it is triggered by that soulmate, by that twin flame initial union. Okay? I feel like this is very strongly, that protection message was for twin flames and separation. But that is what it's like. Or maybe this is kind of like a little warning, letting you know that this is what is about to come in. Maybe some of you are about to come into union with your twin flame for the first time ever. And you have no idea what's going to happen. But just know that this is a process, okay? There's going to be a lot more healing to come from that. And I'm hearing again that unfinished symphony, okay? It's not over yet. There's still a never-ending story. There's still more work to do. You still have more healing to do in your journey. Because, first of all, in order to even attract your twin flame, you have to already have elevated your vibration to a certain level. You have to have learned enough lessons. You have to be, have gratitude in life and all these other things. Like, you have to be on a certain path already in order to be at the same frequency to even draw the twin flame connection in. And then that's where it kind of accelerates your growth, because it's the stuff that you had not learned, that you, for whatever reason, you have not wanted to even pay attention to the signs that, have been given to you by the divine. So yeah, that's all it is. And just breathe. At the core of it all, just breathe, okay? Keep yourself grounded and focused, and know that everything that has to happen is going to happen, and everything that happens has to happen, because it is all a part of your growth. It is all a part of your journey, okay? So ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Not why did they do this to me? What is this trying to teach me? What can I learn from this? If someone, walked away from you, what can you learn from walking away from them? Or them walking away from you, if you walked away from them, what can you learn about why you walked away? What could you have done to where things would have gone different? How did you trigger them? Well, what was it about them that triggered you? Because when you get triggered, that's what you need to work on. And then you got to the point where you're just like, F this, I can't take it anymore, I'm out of here. And you walk out on them, but you still have work to do too. It's not just the one who gets left that has work to do. It's the one who does the leaving. And let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, the one who does the leaving, the running away, the runner from the runner-chaser dynamic, the runner is the one that usually has a heck of a lot more work to do. So focus on yourself, okay? Stay centered. Look how balanced she looks, okay? Fully focused. Stay centered, stay grounded, stay focused, and continue to do your healing, okay? Because after separation, there's always union. It may not be in this lifetime. It may not be this year. It may not be this month. Whenever it happens is when it's meant to happen. Until then, you have more healing to do and more love that you need to give to yourself unconditionally. I hope this helps. If it resonated with you, Hit the like button, drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. It really helps me to grow as a reader, okay? Also follow me on my Instagram, hidden_lotus. I post on there every single day. I'm constantly putting little quotes and things like that. If you feel you need Reiki, or if you would like a personal reading from me, please go to my website. You can purchase those there. Please allow 24 to 48 hours for turnaround, because I do not usually work on the weekends. If it's slow and we're not doing anything, I will still then go and follow through. But if not, I always have the weekend stuff wait for Monday, okay? Because the weekends are my time with my children. So please understand that and respect that boundary that I have. Thank you. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. That's all I have for you. Take care of yourselves, okay? And always come from a place of love. Remember that it's all about unconditional love. That's what all these lessons are for. I love you guys, and take care of yourselves. Bye.